It's 94.3 The X, Front Range Alternative, Nathaniel Rateliff, and Son of a Bitch, and Northern Colorado's most gifted psychic, Marla Mitchell. She's like, whoa, you can say bitch?
You said a cuss word.
I did.
Yeah.
But, that's what the song's called.
I know. Back in my day, you couldn't even say the word butt on the air. So,
really?
yeah.
Wow.
That's how old I am. Shh.
I won't tell anyone.
Don't tell anybody.
Well, she's in the studio every Wednesday at 8 o'clock. And all this hour, you can give her a call and ask her a question at 1-800-5952-943. But first up, people who have birthdays today. What does that mean?
Happy birthday. Your birthday is October 21st. It means your numerology personal year is a 3. And as you remember, personal years run from 1 to 9, then they go back to 1 again, so they last a decade. And so each new decade with a 1, you start a whole new phase. So your personal year is a 3 today. And with the personal year 3, you want to ask yourself first, what do I want? This is your year to create what you want, energy-wise, career-wise, relationship-wise. It's a very social year. You can have a lot of joy and happiness this year. So I remember my 3 years have always been very, very fun and exciting and lots of parties and social things. But it's also a year of, in order to have that kind of fun that you're wanting, you need to also be able to look at your life and detect and let go of things that make you unhappy first. So if there's a relationship or an issue or a career or something that you're just not happy with, give that a good look. How can I change it? How can I make it better? And create the change that you want. So it is a very creative year. Nice. It's also good for relationships. So in a relationship, you want to make sure you don't people please, meaning you do what's right for you, what feels good in your heart. And when you do what's right for you, it's right for everybody. And so it's a really good year. I love 3 years, and enjoy, because next year's a 4.
Right on.
A 4 is work your ass off.
Oh, that's right. Oh, my goodness. You said a cuss word.
I said a cuss word. 4 is work your ass off, if you remember. So, yeah, enjoy your 3 year.
Nice. So a question just popped up in my head.
Sure.
When we are born, since you don't need like the birth year to figure out someone's numerology year. So when we're born, like, can we be born in any numerology year? Okay.
Yeah, you're born. I think I was born in like a 5 year or something. But when you're little kids, it doesn't really pertain as much until you start developing an ego and the social skills. Yeah. And then it can start making a difference.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. More so when we're adults, because we have that baggage and we're learning lessons. Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely. If you have a question for Marla Mitchell, maybe are you going to be doing cold readings again today?
Cold readings, medium readings. We can talk about all kinds of stuff. Oh, there's a call.
Cool.
We can talk about stuff.
Hold on 1 second. We're going to take this call right now. It's 94.3 The X. Who's this?
This is Frankie.
Hey, Frankie. What's your question?
Hey, I'm wondering if I could get a cold reading.
Okay, Frank. Frank?
Frankie works.
Frankie works. Okay. All right. Let's see what's going on in your life. And I always ask that, if I kick up something and I tell you about it, that, after I get done reading, let me know if it makes sense, if it validates that, so everyone listening can hear that as well. And if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. I have no problem with that either. Psychics are not 100%, just letting you know. Okay, you do have some stuff going on. Right now, present day, you do have an opportunity. I kid you not. He pulled the pregnancy card, ladies and gentlemen. So every week the pregnancy card comes up, and you all know what that means.
Does that mean Frankie's going to get pregnant?
Well, it means either someone near you is pregnant or a baby's coming, or it means you have a new job opportunity or something coming in that's really, it's like giving birth right now because it's in the current position. So there's something very important happening right now, either for you. It's also with a queen card, which means, or a woman in your life, someone near you that is experiencing something new and exciting. That's also about experiencing, overcoming some hardships and struggles, so not to be afraid of that. There could be a move coming for you, also tied to that, if not a move, a change in how you earn your money. So this job change or this financial change that I see is tied to some more changes down the road, feels to be more like February. And then all of this is going to shift and transform you into something that it's one of those things where you look back and you're different than you were a year ago. So this is a very important year for you. Lots of changes career-wise for you or a woman in your life, or both. Could be a move. And then you're right on path. A lot of people say, well, aren't I always on path? And we are, but based on our free will, which we all have free will, we can sometimes take little detours. And we're still on path, but we take a little bumpier road sometimes. So this change for you is putting you on a more straight path. And it will require some choices. You may have a little bit of a struggle regarding some things coming up in the February timeframe, but it's all going to work out for the best. And I keep wanting to say it's more tied to a female in your life, but I could be wrong. Does this make sense?
It does, yeah.
Okay.
Do you have a female in your life?
Well, I'm gay, and I have a boyfriend.
Okay, so maybe, do you have a sister or a mother
Well, it
or
could be his partner. It could be his partner because, again, just because the female card doesn't mean it's strictly female.
Right,
It just could be an important partner in his life. So I guess I should use the word partner more often. Thank you, Frankie. So is this tied to you or your partner?
Actually, I've been really struggling with my job lately, and I've been thinking about getting a new job, and me and him have been getting really close, and we've been talking about getting a place together here soon.
There's the move. Okay. Well, you're going to keep talking about it, and so it looks, let me just double check. You're more of the practical one in the relationship. Does this make sense? You're more the practical, grounded one. He is more of the like, oh, let's just like a free spirit type energy. And so if you can, it's a good complementary relationship, it feels like. If you can throw caution to the wind and trust your heart, if you take fear out of it and worry, would you move in together? Would you take this next step with him? And if your answer is yes, then go for it. If you say, I don't know, I'm not sure, then you need to wait a bit, which may be why February is more of a decision time frame. Okay?
Okay. Wow. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm glad it all made sense to you.
Yeah. Thanks.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Frankie. It's 94.3 The X. Who is this?
This is Shelley.
Hey, Shelley. What's your question?
Well, I'm hoping Marla can tell me if this odd thing that happened was a spirit thing or just an odd thing.
Probably both. Okay, what's your question?
So, my dad and I had a horrible relationship, abandonment, abuse, in and out of life, blah, blah, blah. And I carried a lot of anger and hurt and, taking it all personally and all that. And a lot of horrible words were exchanged over the course of time. And for about 15 years, we had no contact, or very, very little. And the contact we did have was me telling him how I felt as a child and all that sort of stuff.
And you pulled away from him, yeah, right? You pulled away from him. Yeah, I can see that. Okay, go ahead.
So, several years ago, I just started letting go and then decided it wasn't my issue and trying to heal that part of it. And I wasn't mad at him anymore, but he didn't know that. I had never communicated that I don't expect you to say sorry anymore and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So last January, we got a phone call that he was really sick. I'm going to cry.
It's okay.
And I did go down to see him. He's in another state. And went down to see him, but he was in the hospital, pretty lucid, but we didn't have any conversation. There were several people in the hospital room and whatever, and we made eye contact a few times, but we never really said anything more than pleasantries. My goal for going there was for him to see me not mad, because before I exuded anger and hurt and all of that. This time I didn't. I just wanted him to see me in that light. Well, a few months later, he died, and I didn't go to the funeral. But on the day of the funeral, I was driving to work, and you know those semi-trucks that haul vehicles?
Yes.
And they're on 2 levels, like?
Yeah.
Well, it was parked kind of in one of those left turn lanes in the center of 5 lanes. You know, it's like the 5th lane in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And I was driving by it, and these lights on the car popped on one of those vehicles on the semi.
Wow.
And it was the morning of his funeral, and I was like,
That's wonderful. Yeah, that's something I was wanting to talk about today, too, is how do you know you're getting a message from a loved one? Because I've had them, and a lot of people have them. So let me go back to what you were saying. When you went to the hospital to see him, I was watching you guys. I was doing the teeter-totter thing that I like to do with clients, where I put 2 people on a teeter-totter and watch them. And I saw your dad's eyes open really wide with surprise and a thrill feeling, like, oh, you know, like excited to see you, that you came. And he didn't need to hear anything from you at all, other than just for you to be there. It meant so much to him. I feel like I have been forgiven, or that all is, like you said, all is in the past, and the past really doesn't matter, honestly. So I feel very excited that you came, and very grateful that you came, and almost it feels like it gives me permission to forgive myself, right? It feels really good. And then when he passes, I feel like he didn't expect you to come to the funeral, and there was no hard feelings there, and you did what was right for you. You didn't think you could handle it, or you couldn't go, and that was perfect. And so the lights coming on in the car were his recognition of, hey, I'm right here. I'm right here. I see you. You're okay. I know you're not at the funeral, but I'm right here.
Oh, wow.
So that's perfect. Yeah, that's perfect.
Wow.
That's great. Thank you for sharing, Shelley.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Thank you, Shelley. It's 94.3 The X. We'll take one more call and then a commercial break. Hi, who's this?
Hi, this is Catherine.
Hey, Catherine. What's your question?
Well, I called. You guys wanted me to call back this week?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
I had the walrus.
Yes.
Yes. The big old blubbery walrus.
Yes.
But you had a backstory, too, because I gave you a reading off there about, was it your sister that died?
It was a friend of mine that had died.
Okay. And there's
Yes,
something about her little boy.
Yes. So I checked with the dad, and the youngest son seems to be doing all right. It's the older one that doesn't want to talk about her. Has a real issue with her death.
Okay. And so what is the dad doing anything to help him, or is he struggling with that, or?
Well, he's been told by doctors and other various people just to keep the conversation about the mother short. If he doesn't want to talk about it, that's okay. He's very angry about it.
Yeah.
So he just kind of is going along at this point.
Yeah, it feels like abandonment, and that's a rightly so. So I'm glad you called back, because I knew one of the sons, I thought it was the younger one, was having problems, but it's the older son. Okay.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Good. Well, thank you for letting us know.
Yeah, thank you.
Sure.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
It's 94.3 The X. We're going to take a quick commercial break and then come back to your calls with Northern Colorado's most gifted psychic, Marla Mitchell, at 1-800-595-2943. It's 94.3 The X, Front Range Alternative. Northern Colorado's most gifted psychic, Marla Mitchell, is in the studio taking your calls at 1-800-595-2943. We're talking about signs from our loved ones
the
on
other
the other side. Yes.
Yeah. And of course, we had Shelley call in and ask if there was a sign that she had received from her dad. And there's a lot of ways that we can get signs. And there's an old familiar phrase called pennies from heaven. Mm-hmm. And it is my belief, and a lot of people, that when you find a penny, it is from an angel or someone on the other side validating your thought or answering a question for you or letting you know that they're okay.
Interesting.
And I have a client, and I'm probably going to, it was years ago, but I'm going to try and remember the details of her story. Her husband had died from cancer. And if you're listening, Terry, call. But I do remember working on her is how I met her. She came to see me, and I kept seeing a letter that he had written her, and I didn't know if it was right before he died or something, but I kept saying, you got to go find this letter because he's got a message for you. So she went home, and then she called me back later, and she said, you won't believe it. She goes, I opened it, and I think it was her nightstand drawer where she kept letters and stuff from him, her notes. And right sitting on top was a letter, and a penny was lying on top of it. Just a penny, and she didn't keep money in that drawer or anything.
Right.
And it was like validating that, yeah, here's a letter. I want you to read it, and this is from me.
Wow.
So she called me back and told me that, and she was pretty excited.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, that gives me the chills.
Cool. Yeah. There's other signs, too. My dad died 3 years ago, and he suffered for years with Parkinson's. And at his funeral, I stuck a really long, extra long golf tee in his suit pocket because he and I are golfers. And I said, go play golf in heaven, Dad. Long story short, first day back from the funeral, I get up and I get into my routine so I can kind of process the grief. And I'm walking about 1.5 miles from home, and I'm thinking about Dad. I hope you're happy. I hope you're playing golf. I hope you're proud of me because, I wasn't we had different religious beliefs. So, I wasn't always the easiest kid. And I just said, I hope you're proud of me. And I come around the corner and I look down. There's an extra long white golf tee on a corner. No reason for it to be there. There's no driveways nearby. There's no golf course.
Yeah.
And I picked up the golf tee, and it had a yellow band on it. And those of you who are golfers know what I'm going to say next. The brand of the golf tee is Pride. And I just said, I hope you're proud of me.
Oh,
and the golf tee said Pride.
Oh, my God.
Of course, then I started crying. But
oh, I would cry, too. That's crazy.
So I have that golf tee now still sitting in my office next to Dad's picture.
Oh, that's so special.
It's very cool. And I find golf tees all the time now. He leaves them in the weirdest places.
Really?
I find them on my front porch just out of nowhere. I find them.
Wow.
Yeah. In my trunk of my car.
Wow.
When, like in the middle of winter when I haven't been playing golf. So just weird things. Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome, though.
So, yeah, if you have a sign or you want to know if you had a sign, you can call in 1-800-595-2943. Oh, there we go.
Here we go. One second. Alrighty. It's 94.3 The X. Who's this?
Hi, this is Komet.
Komet?
Yeah.
Nice name. Okay, that's
very
cute.
unique. What's your question?
Well, I tried to call in last week, and I pulled into work right when you guys were actually taking calls. But I wanted to know, first of all, what my spirit animal would be, and second of all, I've always felt that I was more connected to the psychic side than anything. I do a lot of tarot readings and whatnot, and I was wondering if you could feel that on your end.
Okay, so the first thing that popped in my head for animal spirit guide, now I think they're very, very cute.
Oh, gosh.
It's a weasel.
Aww.
No. You know what? A ferret. It's like a ferret weasel. It's the same family, I believe.
Yeah.
So Mollie's going to look up ferret weasel and see what she can find. But it's very curious. It sticks its head up at me, and it kind of stands up on its hind legs. And it looks like a ferret weasel. Very curious, young spirit.
I had ferrets growing up, so that's
you
kind of cool.
did?
Oh, that's awesome.
See, that's why you have one for a spirit animal, because sometimes we do gravitate towards our favorite animal because they are our spirit guide. Yeah. Did you got anything there, Mollie, on the...
Yeah, a little bit. It does say they're members of the weasel family, so ferret, weasel. Their medicine includes stealth, cunning, skillful hunters, cleverness, ingenuity, revenge, keen observation, and ability to see reasons behind things. I'm kind of skimming this.
That can be a psychic gift. Being able to detect things that other people can't.
Okay.
And let's see.
And let's see. If this is your spirit animal, you need to move with more speed in some areas of your life. Are you wearing blinkers due to inflexible thought patterns that you don't see, that don't let you see the bigger picture? Do you have a secluded, secure place for yourself? Do you get in your own way with your power of observation? Stuff like that.
Okay. And you can, Mollie just went out and Googled spirit animals, and then you can do that
There's
as well.
lots of stuff. That's why I'm just kind of skimming this.
Yeah, there's many sites.
Lots of text here.
And what was your other question about psychic stuff? I'm sorry. What was?
Oh, no, I was just wondering if you could feel that I'm closer to, like, more psychic side than normal, because I have always felt that I've known when things are going to come before they do. Like I said, I do a lot of tarot readings, stuff like that.
Well, everybody is psychic. Everybody. The term intuition, gut feelings, men prefer the gut feeling kind of term. Women like intuition. But we all have the ability, and especially when we're children, we're half, one foot in the other side and the other foot in this, trying to develop an ego until we're socialized in school. So yes, you are psychic. Everybody is. But using the muscle, the third eye, is something that can be developed like through meditation. Okay. And playing with tarot cards and studying astrology and numerology and runes and all those fun things. Those will help develop your psychic ability. There are people who are born with more psychic gifts than others, just like people who are born with musically inclined talents or math skills. Okay. If I look at you, I do think you have, kind of like what Mollie was saying, you have a keener sense on what's going on behind things. So you could probably tell more easily than other people if someone's lying to you. Yeah. If there's something that is not kosher, that's a gift. And if you want to get better at it, keep using your tarot cards. If you haven't started meditating, keep meditating. Okay. It's a good way to grow the gift. Okay?
Okay.
Cool.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Comet.
Yeah. Bye.
Thanks. It's 94.3 The X. We're still taking your calls. You can ask Marla anything. 1-800-595-2943. 1-800-595-2943. If you want to know your spirit animal, whatever. Cold readings.
I'm here.
Stuff like that.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. It's 94.3 The X. Who's this?
Ronnie.
Hey, Ronnie. What's your question?
Just wondering what you see for me job-wise.
Job-wise. Okay. Hold on a second. Let me get things going here. Would you mind giving me your birth month and day? Not
December
the year.
30th.
12/30. Okay. So 6. And then we're going into... Okay, so you were in a 5 personal year. And a 5 personal year it's going to be strongest on your birthday, and your birthday, of course, is end of the year, coming up in December. So this year you're learning about flexibility, spontaneity, learning very tough lessons, but not letting them affect you in a negative way. So it's a very fly by the seat of your pants kind of year. Okay. Now, as far as job goes, I swear if I pull that pregnancy card, I'm going to laugh. Mollie's already laughing. No, I didn't pull it yet. Nope, not yet. Okay. So, new job. Did you just... I have a death card coming in. So did you just quit or leave a job? Or you... what's going on?
Just got promoted to a job.
Okay. So you left something behind. But you're still wanting... There's something else coming. Because I've got another card that shows... Focus, keep your eyes on the prize. Abundance is coming in here with it, and victory. Let me just close my eyes and tune in for a second, and it's Ronnie. Okay, you just got a promotion. It feels like between now and the end of the year that things are going to be, like I said, kind of helter-skelter, kind of crazy, and then they kind of balance out. But I, honest gosh, feel more change coming for you like summertime, like June, July. Something in this new job, this promotion is going to accelerate, and there's something that's coming in. And so what my guidance to you is, and I was going to talk about this, is oftentimes people come to me and I give them a timeline, and they don't always like it, because sometimes it's, well, this isn't going to happen for several months or maybe several years. So you have a promotion now, but what I really see, the big prize is in the summertime. So between now and summertime, focus on you. Focus on doing your best every day, making an effort, because Spirit doesn't help us unless we help ourselves. And so people just say, well, if I have all this stuff coming to me, why don't I just stay in bed all day? And that's not how it works. You have to get out and work and do your part of it, get the energy moving, and then it comes towards you. And so keeping patient, there's something really good coming summertime regarding this promotion, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Ronnie. It's 94.3 The X. We're still taking your calls. They're coming in a little slow, but don't wait until the last minute.
Yeah, I'm only here till 9 o'clock.
Yep, 1-800-595-2943 is how you can give us a call. Here we go. It's 94.3 The X. Who's this?
This is Lauren.
Hey, Lauren. What's your question?
I just wanted to know if I could get a cold reading.
A cold reading. Okay.
You sound so bright and cheerful and happy, Lauren.
Especially on this rainy day. Yes. The rain is good. Okay, Lauren. Oh, all right. You are pulling some interesting cards here. No pregnancy card yet. Okay, here we go. So, you also pulled a death card. Now, a lot of people are afraid of the death card, and it's not a scary card. It's about rebirth. It's about letting something go and then experiencing something new right behind it. And so you have in the current position the death card crossed with opportunities for the queen, which is you. So there's something that's either just ending or did end or about to end, but it's going to be replaced with something really, really good. It could be job opportunities, financial, or even really, really, if you've been going through a difficult time with your health, it's going to improve. The judgment card's coming in here, and the judgment card is about what goes around comes around. And that means if you've been doing, taking the high road and doing your best to be aware of your thoughts and your actions, then that will come back around to you. And it looks like you have, because it ends on the wealth card and it ends on overcoming obstacles. So just closing my eyes and tuning into you, it feels like there's something definitely going on right now. I feel kind of snarled or tied up or constrained, and then I feel freedom coming within the next month, like whatever lifts off of you is better. After the holidays, it gets even more brighter, and then I buckle down, and about April, May, it feels like you've got your rhythm back. So I don't know if you just lost somebody and you're grieving, or you just had something that really shook your world recently, but it's going to take you about 9 months to get your feet grounded again and to start feeling better. Does this make sense?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. All right. Did you want to elaborate? Did you recently lose somebody or lose a job? Or?
I didn't lose anyone. I'm just been doing a lot of self-loving in my current state. I've been working on my confidence, and I feel like that's probably what I'm letting go, is judgment on myself, honestly.
Right. And it's important. Don't worry what other people think. Okay? We all do that, but it's not a very conscious way to think, because it really doesn't matter. As long as you like yourself, as long as you work on yourself and are doing the best that you can, it really doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. Okay?
Okay, that's right.
It is right. You have a great day and keep laughing.
Thank you. You too.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Lauren. I did it
She's
again.
cute.
Cut her off. She is cute. And to pull the death card, you think, geez, what's going on?
Death is rebirth, and it can be a loss, but it can also be a changing of your attitude. And so if the death of the old her, the old self-esteem, into something that's, you know what, I don't care what people think. I'm going to be who I want to be.
Right. Very empowering.
And I struggled with that all my life, because I knew I had these gifts and I wanted to do this work, and everyone's saying, no, you have to stay in the corporate world and you can't be doing psychic for a business. And yes, you can. Yeah,
of course you can. And you can, geez.
It was hard. But there's no calls at the moment. But if you want to call in, it's 1-800-595-2943. And in the meantime, I was just going to say, a lot of the readings I give, like I had a client last week, and if she's listening, she might call into, but I had to give her a 6-year prognosis, meaning she was wanting her dream job. She had quit the corporate world and she was wanting to start this dream job, and she's doing some more training and schooling. But it's like 6 years out, and she's in her 40s, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, don't get depressed, don't get upset because, you've made all these changes.
Yeah.
But oftentimes we start feeling the change coming and we start preparing for it. And this can be job, relationship, you name it. You want something to happen in your life, and then you realize that it's taking longer than you thought. And what universe is doing is it's giving you time to prepare. It's giving you time to be the best version of you. So when your dream marriage, when your kids come, when your job happens, you are ready for it. And so she has some more training to do, and some patience and some healing. And that's true it's true in my life. You just kind of have to be patient.
It's true in my life too. I have to go on many more terrible first dates before I find my future husband.
Right. Kiss a lot of toads. Yeah.
Oh, yuck. It's 94.3 The X. Who's this?
This is Kara.
Hi, Kara.
What's your question?
Yes, I was hoping to get a cold reading if you have time.
Cold reading. Okay, Kara. Would you like to give me your month and day of birth, please?
May 5th.
May 5th. So that's a 5-5. Okay, 1. So you already had this year's pass, and you're starting the next year. Oh, my. So you just experienced a 9-year, and you're going into a 1-year. So you must have had a lot of change this year.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we did.
Yes. 9 years are change, letting go, making important decisions about what's working, what isn't. Now you're going into a 1 year, which is new beginnings, opportunities fall in your lap out of nowhere, just like, pennies from heaven, so to speak. And it's a good thing. So depending on how much you let go, you'll bring in like tenfold of that next year, and it's strongest on your birthday around May. The cards are showing that you're right on path. If you were on a detour, this 9-year that you just had got you off the detour and back on a very straight path. The victory cards are coming in, and they're also wanting you to detach from the drama. So if there's still some people around you or things going on that are causing drama, don't play the game. Okay, detach from it, see it for what it is, and always take the high road, and don't engage in the gossip and the stuff like that. The sun comes out at the very end, which the sun card is about letting go of the past and just being true to you and enjoying that. So I'm not seeing anything major other than you're going to just start feeling a lot better. You're going to be in a better place in life, which means when you're on your direct path, things happen more that are more rewarding and more in sync with your soul's evolution, okay? But it looks really good. You're going to have a good year. So, sorry if you had a rough year, but this number 1 one's going to be good.
Good.
Okay? All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Laura.
All right.
Cara.
Thanks. 94.3 The X. Who's this?
This is Steph.
Hey, Steph, what's your question?
I've always had what I felt like is a connection to the spiritual world. I know, like, when I have people or friends that pass, I feel it like linger for a long time. But I've always been afraid of it. It's always been like a fear for me. So I'm wondering just how I can be like at ease or at comfort with the weight that I feel when people pass.
Okay. Part of your fear is the inability to control it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because they just pop in, right? And you can feel them, and it comes at, could be inopportune times, or maybe when you're trying to go to sleep, or
it's waves.
Yeah. Okay. So learning to control the spirit world is it can be daunting, but it can be done. I learned to do it through meditation, because when you practice meditation, you learn how to turn the switch on and turn the switch off. And it's about controlling the only thing you can control, your brain,
right?
Your thoughts. And so it is possible when the spirits come in, when they want to communicate with you, or just, when you get the weird feelings,
right?
What is your first response? Do you What do you do?
Depending on the feeling, if it's like a negative or I feel scared, I just ask them to kindly leave.
Okay, good.
But then the other day, I went to the lake because I just had a friend whose mom passed and we were close. And so I went to the lake at sunset, and, just it brings me calm and peace. And then I give my thank yous and, thank you for sharing my journey. It's a very, I feel connected, and then other times I feel very scared. So I'm not sure if that's different spirits coming to me at different times.
Yeah. I guess my suggestion is, I used to be an open book, walking around picking up everybody's stuff and crap and not knowing what was mine and what wasn't. And I guess my suggestion is to be really familiar and really know who you are, what your energy is. So, like, when you get up in the morning, what are you feeling? Are you happy? Are you sad? What is it that makes you Steph? Who am I? And then as you go about your day and you feel these energies coming in and bombarding you, like you said before, you can ask them to leave, or you can say, you know what, come back at a time when I'm ready. I will open the door at this time. You can talk to them. They hear you. And you can just say, I'm going to open a channel or a door later today, or if you want, and make a time for you to sit and just listen. If you don't want to, then just tell them to go away like you did. Do you have a smudge stick?
I don't.
Okay, you know what they are, right?
No, I don't.
Okay, all right. We talked about them a couple times. Sage is known as a smudge stick, and it grows wild here in Colorado, but they also sell it all over, all over the world.
Okay.
And it's a bundle of sage, usually with some sweetgrass or juniper in it, all kinds of different lavenders, different scents. And it's bundled up, and when you light it, it just gently smokes just a little bit. And it is used to help negative energies go away, but it also helps clear your energy. It allows loving and light spirits to stay if you want them to, but it's a good way to protect yourself and also to cleanse your house, your rooms, anything, your car, whatever, where spirits have been. If you don't want them there, you can use the sage as a way to just cleanse the energy, the aura.
Perfect.
Okay. And you can get it at places like Whole Foods or Natural Grocers or
Sprouts.
Sprouts has it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, thanks. It's 94.3 The X. We've got to take a quick commercial break, and then we'll be back. But if you want to call during the commercial break, too, we can do that. 1-800-595-2943. 94.3 The X. Who's this?
Chelsea.
What'd you say, Chelsea?
Yes.
Chelsea.
Okay,
Hi, Chelsea.
What's your question?
I was just wondering if I could get a cold reading.
Cold reading. Popular today. Okay, Chelsea. Yeah. Let me shuffle the cards here. And what is your month and day of birth?
4/8.
4/8. You got it. Okay, so that's plus. Okay, so you were in a 3-year, and I just talked about a 3 earlier in the hour. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did.
3. Okay, so that's what you are all about this year's. Creating what you want to happen. You are in charge this year. Cards I'm pulling are, okay, you are being really hard on yourself. You are beating yourself up, judging yourself too harshly, and it's getting in the way of what's trying to come through for you, some positive stuff. I'm pulling an energy card that shows that you can be your own worst enemy. Now, a lot of us are at different times, but you're really being hard on yourself right now. So my coaching to you is to try not to do that. It's like, give yourself a break. If your friend or child or sibling were to tell you, stuff, and you'd say, oh, come on, it's not that bad. Give yourself a pep talk and get over it. I did pull the pregnancy card, and the pregnancy shows that, within 9 months or less, you have something new coming in. Now, your birthday is in April, and so that kind of fits, 9 months or less, something new. It could be a new job, but before that and after this event is quiet time. So you need to continue working on yourself, giving yourself more pep talks, being kinder to yourself, learning to love yourself more. You have a new opportunity coming as a result of this inner work, but you are going to be more in alignment with your path probably around May, June. It looks really positive. It's just you're going through like the dark night of the soul right now, and you can make it as miserable as you want or as positive as you want. It's up to you, okay?
Okay.
All right. Hang in there.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Chelsea.
Thanks. It's 94.3 The X. Who's this?
This is Bo.
Hey, Vo. What's your question?
Have a question. When being in Colorado, especially northern Colorado, near the ley lines, I found I'm a lot more sensitive to picking up and listening to things, just in general, and things that are kind of more in the spiritual realm. But I found after being here, when I go somewhere else that doesn't have the ley lines, it feels almost like I'm numb to be able to hear things that I used to be able to hear. So I'm wondering if Marla may have any suggestions for trying to find balance when you go back and forth between different places that are strong with ley lines and not as strong. Because I found being around the ley lines has made it harder to hear when I wasn't, compared to even before being around them.
Okay, so there's definitely energy that is more, the ley lines, there's more energy here than other places.
Right.
People talk about, Sedona being a vortex, there's a lot of psychics in Sedona. And I've been there, and that place gives me a headache. It's so intense.
Yeah.
I can't stay in Sedona for very long. I have to get out of Dodge, so to speak. So, I do notice when I travel, there are places where I'm not able to tune in as well. And I usually just take that as a sign that, I'm not supposed to tune in, right? Usually I'm on vacation or I'm there for another reason, family stuff. So I guess my suggestion is, are you trying to be more psychic other places or?
Well, I'm from other places.
Okay.
And I find that when I go back to those places, when I go back to those places, the best way I can describe it is I'm numb, whereas before I used to pick up on things.
Okay, so coming here does something to you, and then you go back.
It's kind of like it
overcharges. Yeah.
Yeah, like if you listen to too much, if you listen to stuff that's really loud for too long, it's harder to listen to subtleties.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I guess
that's kind of what it feels like.
I would suggest smudging, meditation, getting yourself back in balance, getting some body work done. Okay, and I guess we have to wrap it up.
Yeah, we have to wrap up because we're going to get back on the air here in just a second.
But I'll talk some more on the air about it, okay?
All right.
All right, thank you.
Thanks. We were talking to Vo off the air about certain places that are...
places that are more psychic, certain places that will tune you in. And then she talked about when she comes here, she's really more in tune with stuff, or it's a very more, what I like to call a vortex type of energy, which means everything just comes in here like what we talked about, like Sedona is a very high vortex place. And then when she goes back to her home or other places, then she's kind of numb, like she's overloaded here, and she goes back there and she's kind of numb. And so my suggestion is and this works for people, when you've been around people who can drain you or numb you, or even situations, if I go to concerts, I'm like in shock for days afterwards, even if I wear earplugs, because it's just it just blows out my energy, right?
Right.
And so what I do is I smudge myself, I meditate, I get body work done, massage, acupuncture, Reiki, you name it. I go and I work very diligently on getting me back. And it takes some time, a lot of body work or just a lot of diligence to just know what you feel like versus when you're out of balance, which Vo does, and then work on it to get it back.
Okay, cool. So what workshops do you have coming up? We might get cut off by the legal ID.
I have a workshop on Saturday, November 21st.
Okay,
Did we just get cut off?
No, we didn't. I wasn't sure what would happen, but...
So it's a month out, Saturday, November 21st. This is your chance to learn to meditate. This is your chance to deepen your practice. I did the same workshop in September, I believe, and I've got a new technique that I'm teaching. And everyone that took that workshop posted on Facebook. They loved it. It was profound. It changed their lives. And so it's open to anybody. Saturday, November 21st. I'll keep talking about it every week.
All right. Perfect. Thanks, Marla. And you'll be back on next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday.
Yep. So if you have questions,